Hello and welcome back again to the Art of Business English. Well, for those of you who are in the Northern Hemisphere, it's August and most of us are heading off on holidays. So if you haven't already checked out our previous episodes on travel, then take a look. I'll put a link to those shows or those episodes in the show notes. Now, in today's episode, I want to share some travel idioms with you so that you can impress your friends and family with your English knowledge. So just imagine you're on an overseas trip where English is required to communicate and get around, and you bust out some of these expressions and idioms. You can impress your children, your friends and family members with your dazzling array of English language skills, and then also you can share the translation with them. So in today's quick episode, which is coming direct from Mallorca, I'll be sharing the following information with you guys. So I'll be giving you some useful travel idioms for your next trip. Then we'll be looking at the translations and contextual examples, and final tips on how to start using these expressions. So let's get started with some useful and interesting travel idioms and expressions. So travel idioms and expressions. I'll start by giving you the English expression and then the Spanish translation. Okay, so first one is to get itchy feet. So to get itchy feet is inquieto con ganas de viajar. To be bitten by or to have or to get the travel bug. For example, le ha entrado el gusanillo viajero. To catch some rays. Tomar el sol. To sit and watch the world go by. Sentarse y ver el mundo pasar. To pack a lot in. So, to pack a lot in is hacer muchas cosas en el tiempo que tengas. So, to travel on a shoestring. Travel on a shoestring is viajar con un presupuesto ajustado. To go all out. To go all out is darlo todo. To spare no expense. Sin escatimar recursos. To live it up. Now, to live it up is disfrutar de la vida. A culture shock. Culture shock is easy, is un choque cultural. To feel right at home. Sentirse como en casa. To travel light. Viajar ligero. Now, to pack everything but the kitchen sink. So, to pack everything but the kitchen sink. Llevar muchísimo más de lo que sea necesario. Okay, so the kitchen sink is la pica. Okay, it's a very funny and humorous expression in English. So the next one is to be up at the crack of dawn. So to be up at the crack of dawn. Levantarse al alba or al amanecer. Off the beaten track. Okay, off the beaten track is apartado y lejos de turistas. To broaden your mind. To broaden your mind is ampliar horizontes. Another one. He who travels alone travels fastest. So he who travels alone travels fastest. Viaja más rápido quien viaja solo. To travel a country mile. To travel a country mile is irse al quinto pino. In the same boat. In the same boat is estar en el mismo barco. On the home stretch. When you are on the home stretch, you are en la recta final. To take the tube. To take the tube is coger el metro. To kick back. To kick back is relajarse. Next one is jump on the bandwagon. Jump on the bandwagon is subirse al carro or subirse el tren. Like ships passing in the night. Okay, so like ships passing in the night. Como barcos que pasen por la noche. Next one is up shit creek without a paddle. It's a very Australian expression. Up shit creek without a paddle. Con la mierda hasta el culo. En serious problemas. To hit the road. Ponerse en marcha. O ponerse en camino. Okay, now that we have the expressions covered and their meanings, let's take a look at some example sentences in context, okay? So, in this part of the episode, we'll start by looking at the common vocabulary. You should notice that in these examples, I have added some further expressions, okay, and idioms. So see if you can pick up on them and take note of the new expressions that you find. So let's go. First one. When John finished university, he got itchy feet and started saving for a round-the-world trip. So when John finished university, he got itchy feet and started saving for a trip around the world. When I was young, I got bitten by the travel bug. I spent all my savings on traveling to exotic countries. So when I was young, I got bitten by the travel bug. I spent all my savings on traveling to exotic countries. Let's hit the beach and catch some rays. I really need to work on my tan. So let's hit the beach and catch some rays. I really need to work on my tan. Okay, so hit the beach is go to the beach. Catch some rays is tomar el sol. And I really need to work on my tan is trabajar en tu bronceado. One of my favorite things to do on holiday is to find a quiet corner, order a coffee, sit and watch the world go by. So one of my favorite things to do on holiday is to find a quiet corner, order a coffee, sit and watch the world go by. On my last trip, my wife and I packed a lot in. We did so much that we needed a holiday to recover from our holiday. So, on my last trip, my wife and I packed a lot in. We did so much that we needed a holiday to recover from our holiday. When you're young and traveling around Asia, it is great to do it on a shoestring. I remember having a budget of $30 a day. It's amazing how you make ends meet. Now that is true when I was traveling around South America. I had a $30 a day budget. Now that I'm older and have more money, I tend to go all out on my vacations. There is nothing better than a luxurious room, spa and massage. Okay, next one. Mary and John spared no expense on their honeymoon. It was a trip of a lifetime. So they spared no expense. We work so much these days that when we are on holiday, we love to live it up. For example, there's nothing better than splashing out while you're on a trip to Ibiza. So there was another phrasal verb in there for you. Now let's move on to the next one. Sometimes when you travel to new destinations, you can receive a real culture shock. Some people enjoy this change while others find it very unsettling. So to find something very unsettling. All right, next one. There is nothing better than arriving at a hotel and feeling right at home. You feel comfortable while having all the services at your fingertips. So there's another expression for you, to have something at your fingertips. When you are backpacking around India and taking the trains, it is best to travel light. You find that you don't need half as much stuff as you think. So when you are backpacking around India and taking the trains, it is best to travel light. You find that you don't need half as much stuff as you think. And I can tell you that from personal experience. Backpacking around India and taking the trains is something I did many years ago, and I would thoroughly recommend it. Next one. Oh my God, this suitcase is so heavy. What have you packed? Everything but the kitchen sink? Next one. If you want to see the sunrise over Siem Reap in Cambodia, you have to wake up at the crack of dawn. So if you want to see the sunrise over Siem Reap in Cambodia, you have to wake up at the crack of dawn. And again, I can vouch for that because I had to wake up at the crack of dawn when I was in Cambodia and went to Siem Reap. Very amazing and incredible experience. Would recommend that too. If you are well organized and adventurous, there are many places to visit that are off the beaten track. Here, you will no doubt have amazing experiences. I love to travel off the beaten track when I can. One of the best aspects of travel is that it broadens your mind and helps you to learn about other cultures and the way people live. I can totally agree with that. It is often said that he who travels alone travels fastest. I couldn't agree more. Other people can really hold you back. Okay, there's another phrasal verb or expression for you. Now the next one. This bus journey is taking ages. We really have travelled a country mile and we are still not even at our destination yet. So this bus journey is taking ages. We really have travelled a country mile and we are still not even at our destination yet. Our flight has been delayed, but there is no need to get angry. Everyone else is in the same boat. So our flight has been delayed, but there's no need to get angry. Everyone else is in the same boat. It's been a long trek up the mountain, but the guide has just told me that we are on the home stretch and we should be arriving soon. So again, it's been a long trek up the mountain, but the guide has just told me that we are on the home stretch and we should be arriving soon. I think it will be quicker if we take the tube. There is too much traffic to cross the city. I'm looking forward to nothing more than kicking back and relaxing for the next week. Another one. This hotel used to be so quiet, but it seems that everyone is jumping on the bandwagon and now it is too busy. My wife and I are like two ships passing in the night. We barely speak to each other. We really need a holiday to spend some quality time together. That often happens to partners when they have children. They're so tired. They just are like two ships passing in the night. Oh my God, I have had my bag and passport stolen. I'm really up shit creek without a paddle now. So I'll read that one again. Oh my God, I've had my bag and passport stolen. I'm really up shit creek without a paddle now. And last one. Well, it's been lovely catching up with you, but I really have to hit the road and head home. Well, I hope you understand these expressions now and that I've added some of the context that makes it a bit easier. Did you find the other expressions that I added to the examples? Let's quickly review them and just to see if you're on the right track. So, to work on something was one. To make ends meet. A trip of a lifetime. To splash out. At your fingertips. To hold someone back. To look forward to. To head home. Well, there are a few more for you, and what I would like to encourage you to do is look up these words or expressions and find their meaning as well as the translation, okay? That's your little homework project for this episode. So let's move on to the final part of this week's episode. So, final tips for you guys before I leave you. So, the first thing you should do is decide which expressions you like the most. In this episode, there are nearly 35 expressions to choose from. So take a pen and paper, or if you're an AOBE member, you can download a copy of the expressions. Note down your top 10 expressions and commit them to memory, okay? If you're on holiday, then you should have some free time to brush up on your English, and you can take 30 minutes out of your day to learn them, okay? So once you feel comfortable with your top 10 expressions, try and use them in your next interaction in English. You'll be surprised how many situations will present themselves where you can slip one of these expressions into the conversation. Well, that brings me to the end of another episode. As you can see, there are some really great, interesting and fun expressions that you can use here in your daily interactions in English. Again, please feel free to share this episode with your friends and family. If you are on holiday, then have a great break and use every opportunity possible to practice your English. Remember, don't be shy, guys. The more interactions you have, the better you'll get at your English. And finally, be sure to check out my other episodes on travel, which you can find in the show notes. Well then, that's all for me. Happy travels, and I'll see you all next week. Take care. Bye for now.